The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks.
One of the greater Toronto area's largest property developers says it was, quote, extremely inappropriate and entirely unacceptable that workers associated with one of its drywall contractors had a stripper at a job site last week.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Like a wallpaper stripper?
No. Like, remember that gal at KOD years ago that you pledged your love to and promised her the moon?
Yep.
That kind of a stripper.
It's a good memory for me, not her.
Oh, I'm sure she thinks about you still to this day. So, yeah, the boys had a stripper at the job site. Photos of the incident that had been posted on Twitter showed several people involved with Nelmar Drywall, all of whom have since been fired, partying with a stripper at one of its job sites back on April 9th. In an emailed statement, the boss said, "We hold our trade partners to a high standard and insist that they conduct themselves professionally and ethically. Those standards were not met in this situation." The boss also went on to say it will be reinforcing its policies and expectations regarding its workplace code of conduct as well as its COVID-19 protocols. That's about as dumb as it gets. And then, of course, some donkey has to put the pictures up on Twitter.
Right, that's
Of course,
even
yeah.
dumber. I've never seen anybody do a butt body shot before. And these guys are doing shots of vodka off her butt.
Oh, yeah? Where you pour it down the crack?
Cool.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
You pour it down and one guy's below with his yap open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's mostly dressed in the photos I saw. She's got like a very tight dress on, and she kind of pulls it up.
Sure.
So the guy behind her, who looks to be of grandfather age, could do a butt shot.
I've seen a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I remember at a bachelor party many, many years ago, the stripper was pouring beer down the front of her naked body, and a few of my friends got into position to drink the beer as she poured it down her body.
I've seen that.
She called it a bush beer. Who wants a bush beer? $5 for a...
That's awesome.
And one of my friends signed up for, 10 or 12 of those in a row, right? Okay, bachelor party, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We've been drinking for a good 14 hours or something like that. And I'm sitting there going, boy, Donnie over there is really going all in on the bush beers. And then, the night is shutting down, and the young lady wants to collect her money and leave, and she walks up to Donnie and says, yeah, that'll be, $350. And he goes, what? And she said, "What? Because of all the? Oh, I don't have any money."
Oh,
and that's really what he sounds like, by the way. So if any of my friends are listening, they know who I'm talking about. So we all, as if we aren't already tired and wasted, and as if we hadn't already spent all of our money, now we got to cover Donnie's sorry ass.
Oh, that's great.
was this? Did the muscly security guards give him a strange look?
The muscly security guard certainly took a few steps closer to Donnie.
I would think so.
When he realized that Donnie didn't have a dime on him. And he thought, of course, because he's a moron, he thought she was doing this because she liked him. Wake up, bro. Wake up.
No.
Union Drywall Jesus wants to know if that drywall company is hiring. They've got a few bodies to fill, that's for sure. And also, the Brotherhood says that's called a butt luge.
That's right.
Doing the body shot back there.
That is effing right.
Sounds fun.
But, everybody horses around at work a little bit. It's good for you. But if you go too far, you're going to get canned. I wanted to ask our listeners, if you don't mind getting on the text machine when you have a minute, what are some of the hopefully non-fireable things you do at work to keep things loose? I loved I loved hearing my dad, back when he was an over-the-road truck driver, he would tell me stories of the dock crew and the pranks they would pull on each other. It was riotously funny. He didn't get to spend a hell of a lot of time with the dock crew. He was, he'd show up, get in a rig, and drive to Lincoln, Nebraska, but he got to see a little bit of the shenanigans. I know when I used to work warehouse jobs, we had a lot of fun. When we were able to find the time to horse around. One of the things that we did, which is harmless, we worked in a warehouse that made ceiling texture and wall texture and stains for your deck, and so we put the product in buckets. So we had buckets everywhere. We'd stack buckets up about 7 feet tall, and then make a basketball out of shrink wrap, and we'd play shrink wrap basketball. So you couldn't dribble it. You just kind of tucked it under your arm like a football. But, you had to dunk the shrink wrap basketball into the 7 foot tall, stack of buckets, forklift races, which were frowned upon by the management.
That sounds fun, though.
Can you think of anything from around here or any other jobs that you had where you just, found the time to have some laughs?
Or are you asking
Any of you?
Oh.
Any of you?
Well, it was fun when we had those gas-powered coolers. That was fun to cruise those around the building until we broke one. Or I shouldn't say we broke it, it just ended up dying on
What?
us.
What is this?
We had these gas-powered coolers. And you could make a train of different non-powered coolers.
Oh.
And just kind of we would cruise around the building.
Beer cooler with a steering wheel and a little engine on it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that does not sound safe for you guys.
Josh and I went around corners. It was like, one of those Indy races or something. Just we could kick the ass end out and then...
rally car. You're like 10 block.
But then I think what happened was then the both of us got on it at once.
Yep.
I rode bitch, and I think we just, our weight murdered the poor thing, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, it just, motor couldn't handle it anymore.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I had a scooter in the garage over here, and I would ride around on it when I was doing best of shows. When I was going to and from the garage, smoking cigarettes.
Like an electric scooter or...
No, one of those razor ones.
Gotcha.
I'd do tail whips in the hallway.
Like,
No one was
so
here.
cool.
It was awesome.
this is for you WWE fans. Would you roll into a salesperson's office and then go, bro? What's his name again? Riddle?
Matt Riddle.
Another one that maybe you had to be there was at this warehouse gig I had fresh out of high school. Our foreman was this hilarious dude. I still miss him. We just had so much fun. We would listen to, the radio in the warehouse, and every once in a while a song would come on. Usually it was something by Mariah Carey, and he would bust out dancing in the middle of work.
That's awesome.
And he was an incredible dancer. Just ba, ba, da, da, da. And we put up a sign. One day he walked in, and we had put up a sign that says, absolutely no dancing. He was devastated. What do you mean? He thought management had put it up. We were just messing with him. He thought management put it up.
One of my...
So then the game was he would try to dance without anybody looking. You see what I'm saying? So we'd come around the corner and catch him dancing and point at the sign, and he'd stop and act like he wasn't dancing.
I've seen that on a bumper sticker. Dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah, that was his thing.
It was like Footloose.
One of my favorite things about American Chopper was all the crazy stuff those guys would do for fun at their jobs. Blowing stuff up, driving through things.
So then this dancing guy, he hated that me and some of the other dudes would sing along to the radio. So he put up a big sign that said, absolutely no singing. So then we would have that little thing. Told you had to be there. I wanted to ask you, at the newsroom, over the years, what were some of the things you and your coworkers would do to just kind of F off and have some laughs?
Well, when Majors was at the height,
Yeah.
his stay at CARE, he would throw the flaming balls of death through the newsroom.
What were the flaming balls of death?
He would wad up a huge paper ball and then light it on fire.
And then just toss it randomly?
Toss it through the newsroom, yes.
Sweet.
Anybody have their hair catch on fire,
but it scattered people pretty good.
just a flaming ball would come shooting, out of nowhere, and you'd all be diving.
That's the last time we really had fun in the newsroom.
Really? This doesn't happen anymore? The fun ended when he
The
left?
fun really ended when he left. Yes.
You're not in charge of any shenanigans?
I'm not really good at shenanigans.
No. Well, you're kind of a tight ass. Yeah, I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, I'm not a shenanigans kind of guy.
Here's a text, just an example. Grindcore Jesus said, we used to go outside with our forklifts and put people's cars on blocks just high enough that it's off the ground that they don't notice.
That's hilarious.
So you take tiny little blocks, so the tires cover them. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Text us, 68683, start your message with Nick or Josh. We'll get to this. Effing around at work. I was mentioning that the warehouse jobs that I used to have when I was a young guy, forklift races, and we played shrink wrap basketball and things like that. It was great.
When the newsroom was being reshuffled, new carpet, new furniture kind of thing, they had to take everything out. And we ended up setting up in one of the vacant studios. We have two of them, so the one vacant one, we set up a makeshift wiffle ball field.
Nice.
And of course, high ceilings in the studio. And so you had like a wall of desks were like Fenway,
right?
The large wall, and
right?
Stuff. And we played some mean ass wiffle ball games for about almost 2 weeks.
Just sweating your ass
everybody
off.
Was gone. This was between the 6 and the 10.
Sure.
When all the bosses, everybody went home.
That's great.
We would set up the wiffle ball field, and Perkins and myself and Steve Leary and a whole bunch of different guys, and just had a blast.
See, I had forgotten about that, Josh.
We used to play a lot of that around.
We used to play a ton of wiffle ball in the studio. There are probably a few people in the building who don't want to hear about this, but I mean, we were smashing the equipment into oblivion now and again. You rip what did I just call it? A wiffle ball across the room. It bounces off the wall. It lands on the board. The bat was a Mountain Dew bottle, 20-ounce Mountain Dew bottle, because Josh usually had a dozen empties of those sumbitches. The wiffle ball, and then the Mountain Dew bottle was your bat. We used to have a Pop-A-Shot basketball hoop in the studio, didn't we, Josh?
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, and the one you're in right there. I forgot about that.
I was obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Me and another intern would play Pop-A-Shot basketball.
But our intern TJ at the time, he took a lot of wiffle balls to the face because he was usually the all-time pitcher. And he would just get drilled.
Well, he had zero reflexes.
And remember that we got him a catcher's mask.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I would rip these Tony Gwynn line drives right back up the box and hit him in the schnoz. Just his reflexes were for jack squat. But it was kind of funny, like if we're usually pretty lucky around here. We do this program, and then afterwards we still remain in our studios and do what we have to do in the studios. We don't mix much with management. But every once in a while, what was funny was, a boss would call us into their office, and we'd be soaked in sweat, every one of us. And the boss would say, well, what the hell's going on around here? Oh, we're nervous. We got a big interview tomorrow. We didn't want to tell them that we were treating the studios like a gymnasium.
But is there still wiffle balls lodged in the ceilings in that? Remember?
I'm looking.
There's usually 3, 4 that would just be lodged up there.
Yeah.
I got 3 in mine.
Do you really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I hit one, Randy. It looked like Barry Bonds, hitting it into the bay. When he used to just.
Oh, yeah.
Smiling Don cut my thumb open on that Pop-A-Shot basketball hoop. Slaps down on me hard foul, and his thumbnail tore into my hand.
Oh.
Trim your nails. What are you, a Labrador or something? Smiling Don, he had these dangerously long fingernails and thumbnails. Was he scooping coke up with those things?
That surprises me. He's so manicured, He's so well put together.
The most I ever bled playing basketball was in this building because Don fouled me. We asked the brotherhood and sisterhood to text us. And man, this is fun. Reading these text messages is bringing back some great memories of some of the warehouse gigs that I had when I was a young guy. My God, the summer jobs that I had when, of course you wanted to make a little beer money and, be able to afford a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But more than anything, we just had a blast because you didn't care. 68683, start your message with Nick or Josh if you want to squeeze an effing off at work story. But Josh, what's the brotherhood and sisterhood been up to?
Stuck in Brainerd Jesus used to be a cook, much like Wapple. Wapple, let me know if you've ever done something like this. He said they would, quote, douche people's drinks, where they would cook walleye, take the juice from the fish and put it in other cooks' drinks, and then add olive juice, salt, hot sauce. And people weren't happy about it.
Oh, gross.
When I worked at a restaurant, we used to, as an experiment, tried to see how hot we could make the manager's food. They'd have these meetings. And so every time they'd have these meetings, we put a little more hot sauce just to see before somebody noticed it. Nobody ever noticed. I mean, this went on for a year.
Serious?
It was like at Tuesdays. I think it was every Tuesday afternoon they'd have this meeting and we'd make food for everybody. And
this manager must have been very...
Well, it was a group of them. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
They must have been very good people.
Or either that or they had a real high limit for Scoville units.
To where... Did they know you guys were pranking them?
Well, if they did, they didn't give us the satisfaction of telling us. They were great to work for. They would have appreciated the humor.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, they must have been very cool people, because if they weren't and they would have found out, you guys would have been instantly canned.
We did something similar to the drink thing. We would take their straws and then we would dip the one end of the straw in a packet of Chipotle. Like hot Chipotle.
Okay.
And then we'd put it back in the drink. So the hot sauce is now on the bottom of the straw in the drink.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't so when it touched their lips, it would draw their attention. You wanted them to suck it up.
Yeah, the first thing that you would drink was the hot sauce that would shoot straight in your mouth.
And they thought it was a Sprite or a Coke or something.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Also, another one we did was we would fill cups up with ice cream, mayo, just a bunch of different stuff, and then we would flip it upside down on a prep table.
Okay. So the cup is now opening down?
Yeah, the opening. So everything's kind of held inside.
Sure.
And then someone would walk by and they'd lift it up and just a huge mess.
Black Lavender Jesus said at his job, his coworker took all of his friends' uniforms, soaked them in water on a 0-degree day, and posed them doing different things outside. And the buddy got him back by putting the man's truck on the corner for sale, leaving his number on the for sale sign. Urology nurse here. In other words, penis all day long, they said. We'd get fun samples in the office, one of which was a birthday cake lube packet. Myself and a fellow nurse and doctor would put these lube packets everywhere. Doctors' pockets, under cushions, on chairs, jackets, anywhere we could, we would hide these lube packets. This one's good. This is a good prank. A group of guys kept putting gas into a coworker's gas tank after he just rebuilt his engine. And this guy would continue to brag about the great gas mileage he was getting. Then one day we stopped, so his miles per gallon dropped back to normal. And we had to let him in on the joke because he was about to pull the engine apart and rebuild it.
Man, that is brilliant.
That's really good. That's from my Dance Like Cousins Jesus.
That's the thing about some of these stories is it just took planning and teamwork. It's just fun.
And that's so simple. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
My boss bought all of us office workers Nerf guns so we could have impromptu Nerf wars. That's awesome. This text says,
fun.
Back in high school in the 90s, I was a cook. We would plastic wrap coworkers' vehicles and cover it with tons of condiments, mayo, barbecue, ketchup. When we were at our old building in Golden Valley, a bunch of us lifted up a coworker's car and moved it 2 parking spaces over.
I remember that.
And we're all standing outside waiting for her to come back out. She didn't notice a thing. Got in her car and left. Yeah.
How many of you did it take to lift this vehicle?
It was like 8 of us. It was like a
but still.
Corolla. Little Corolla.
You moved it 2 whole parking spaces.
2 spaces. Took a while.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I bet it did.
I wired a backup beeper to the turn signal of my boss's work truck. From Trace Rios Jesus. Pretty good.
So every time he turns
it's a turn signal, it starts beeping at him. I tied off the sleeves of a coworker's jacket. Funny as hell, trying to watch him get it on. And finally, I worked at a job where while I was out on a sales call, they hooked up a reserve windshield washer fluid tank under my hood. So when I got in and touched the brakes, it sprayed the entire front of me with water.
Oh, man. I wish I knew how to do stuff like that.
Me too.
Shenanigans on the job. We continue on. Well, first I'll tell you that my old man, being a career over-the-road truck driver, he's been retired now for many years, but he told me a couple stories that these guys were they were smooth mean to each other. They were mean to each other. You know, when let's say he would go to Chicago, normally he'd have one or two guys behind him. You know, other drivers. You know, they'd gather up, group up, and head to the same destination together. And these were buddies of his, so then they'd end up staying in the same motel room together many, many times. So they'd be in, CB communication the whole way to Chicago, jaw-jacking, having fun. By the time they got to the hotel room, get a few beers in them, and then these pranks would begin. But I always thought this was a couple. These are just mean. He said one dude had a wife who would make him meals and pack a cooler full of food. And my dad said, this gal could cook. She was a great cook. And specifically, she would make these incredible pork chop sandwiches. And as soon as dude would go take a shower, my dad and the other trucker would bust open his cooler and eat his pork chop sandwiches while the guy was in the shower.
Oh, you can't eat another guy's food.
And the guy would come out pissed off, starving, like, I've been craving those pork chops. The other prank they'd play on the guy is he would fall asleep before the rest of them, and then pee in his boots.
Oh, jeez.
He'd wake up the next day, put on his work boots, and his boots would be full of pee. All right, here's some entries from the Brotherhood.
I'd imagine you'd freak out when one of those things happened to you.
I'd be pissed. I'd be absolutely pissed. That's what I'm talking about. Demolition derbies with electric scooters.
Oh, I bet that's fun.
Demolition derbies with, he calls them Granny's electric scooters. I think, are we talking about the little Lark? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, mobility scooter.
Mobility scooter. That's from number one boiler operator Jesus. He said it was good that we had a welder on hand at the warehouse. Here's putting cars up on blocks with the forklift. That's hilarious. How about this? Dude works at the airport. And as you can imagine, they're plowing off the runways, and they'd make massive snow piles. Back in the day, in the winter, we would attempt to climb these 12 to 13-foot snowbanks with our pickup trucks. I bet that was a riot.
Yeah, no kidding.
I bet that was a riot.
Sounds fun.
Garbage man, recycling Jesus. Whenever we'd find a suction cup dildo, we would stick it to the top of the recycling cart for the next driver. Some of the stuff is just great fun, nothing terrible. Worked at a sandwich shop. We would play baseball at night with a broom as the bat and bread dough as the ball. Set up bases and everything. This was when weather was bad and there was little to no business. How about this? You see, this is where it goes too far, effing around at work. Gravel outlaw Jesus said we had a moron at work that was bored in the winter. He took his front-end loader out onto a frozen pond to whip donuts, and he broke through the ice and got the loader stuck in the pond. Ooh. I bet you just get immediately fired. Back in the day, warehouse job, baseball, shrink wrap was the ball, and we'd pull a board off the pallets. That was the bat. Boy, I bet you could launch that shrink wrap with the board from the pallet. Pallet jack races. Now, we did this at my old warehouse jobs. The pallet jack races. Kind of like a scooter, only much more dangerous. But we had a couple people text in about that. They would see who could pull the best drift around the corner on the pallet jack. Do you ever ride a pallet jack, Josh?
No.
Fun. Pizza delivery driver says, when it was slow at the pizza shop, I'd wait for the manager to walk in the cooler and then lock the doors and shut off the lights on him.
Oh, I hated when people did that.
Did they do that to you?
Oh, yeah.
When people do that in the bathroom?
Yep.
Like a bathroom here? I've had that happen a couple times to me.
Oh, yeah.
Just
people
walking into stuff.
Yeah.
You're taking a whiz, somebody leaves the bathroom, they turn the lights off. And it's there's you can't see a damn thing in
the
that
bathrooms
bathroom.
here are pitch black.
So they used to
yeah.
They used to lock you in the cooler at some of your food jobs, Wapple?
They didn't lock me in, but they definitely shut off the lights.
What's the longest you were ever locked
So
into the
scary.
cooler?
Oh, I wasn't locked in, but I mean, I was bumping into stuff for at least 40 seconds.
There you go.
That happened to me. I worked at a restaurant. That happened to me. I spent 1995 in that cooler.
Set up a little tent and just like you were climbing Mount Everest. Oh, how would you react to this? Weld QC Sheezes. Worked with a guy that would put June bugs in other people's gloves.
I would hate
That's not
that.
funny. That's messed up, man.
Vaseline on the door handles.
Classic.
Yeah.
This was at a clinic. Sick of the cold, Jesus says, for a goof, I would put Vaseline on the door handle so when the doctor would walk into his office, his hands would be covered. These are cops here, pranking each other by filling their air vents with baby powder and putting the damn fan on high. That's hot fuzz Jesus. I don't know what these folks do for a living, but they had a fart and an animal sound machine that they would put in the ceiling.
Oh, that's great.
So you're wondering, what the hell was that? Who farted? Why is there a monkey in the... some of this stuff, I mean, you got balls, especially doing this to the boss. A listener says our boss was a prick. So we went into his car, moved his electric, the electric driver's seat, moved it back as far as possible. He was a short little guy. They moved his seat back as far as possible and then took the fuses out. How about when you go to a Bush Latte Jesus says we had guys who, when they got to work, would change into work boots. So we'd take their regular shoes and super glue them to the floor. Someone involved in carpentry says you wouldn't believe the amount of caulk jokes we can tell in a week.
Oh, yeah. I've got a buddy who's a plumber, and he says that sometimes that'll be the whole day coming up with caulk jokes.
Guy goes into the biffy, you nose the work truck up to the door and make him sit in there for 20 minutes. Gator Jesus says it was 90 degrees outside and they pinned this sumbitch in the biffy. Okay, we were talking about the freezer. Fast food people, restaurant people. Maybe you had some pranks locking folks in the freezer. Did you know about this one, Wapple? Fast food worker says, one of my coworkers, when they pissed me off, I swiped their car keys, I put them in a glass of water, and I put it in the freezer.
That's good.
That's smart.
Yeah, a lot of these are very clever.
Unbelievable. Put the boss's number up on Craigslist and said he had 4 front row tickets to a Justin Bieber concert. Welders will weld each other's tools to the table if they have a dispute.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
This one, I'm
afraid I'd be embarrassed at how long that would take me to figure out.
Well, yeah.
Just be trying to get this thing lifted up.
I'd end up burning myself to death. This is just, I don't even know where to go with this one. Big gut tow truck, Jesus. We play a game where you yell, honey, I'm home, and then you hit your coworker in the balls. I don't encourage that. I don't like that game, but what the significance of honey, I'm home, I don't know.
That makes it good.
That's what makes it beautiful.
While remodeling the Capitol, a coworker and I put a cardboard cutout to resemble a penis and placed it in the glass ceiling of the Senate. So when you looked up at the skylight, you saw a big D. Lasted half the day, says Scaffold Jeebus. So white it hurts, Jesus here. We would make male and female genital-shaped pizzas and trade them for tacos at Taco Bell.
Nice.
Army truck driver Jesus said made a 4-foot expanding spray foam penis with balls.
Oh!
When someone would go into the shop bathroom, we'd blast an air horn under the door. The original toolmaker Jesus said used to shoot things out of the air hose guns in the shop until I dropped a coworker at 100 feet with a JFK reenactment shot. That ended that one.
What was he shooting with that?
I don't know. Oh. My grandpa's coworker brought a hard-boiled egg every day and cracked it by hitting it on his own forehead. One day, my grandpa switched it with a raw egg.
That's beautiful.
It's a still milk queen Jesus.
That's effing beautiful. Dumbass cracks an egg on his own damn head.
When I was working for a medical device company, a buddy and I volunteered for some OT working on a Saturday in the warehouse. We had to check in returns on one of the warehouse lady's computers. Before we left for the day, we rigged her computer to play the Blazing Saddles fart scene every time she received an email. Monday came, we were called into the manager's office and asked never to come back. They got fired for that. That's a good bit.
How do you even do that?
This person says we had a fire extinguisher fight in the storage garage. I didn't know it was the powder-filled ones. We both about died from choking.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
My father-in-law had a butt crack of a coworker in his face all day. Left a penny in the sun on the hood of his truck for a couple hours. Told the dude to pull up his pants repeatedly, but the man wouldn't do it. Dropped the penny in his crack, did the hot penny dance.
God dang.
Says Wisco, water pipe pounding Jesus.
I bet that was a real boogie that he put together, too, a real disco dance.
This is another one I wish I could have come up with. We or knew how to do. We wired the brake pedal to the horn on the boss's car. And this person replaced the backup beeper on their mechanic's truck to play La Cucaracha. That'd be fun anytime he's in reverse, wouldn't it?
You got to know how to have a good... Do you think... this was a text I received. Did someone really have nail gun fights?
Ooh, jeez.
Let's maybe dial that back a little
Sounds
bit.
like a bad idea, yeah.
But you want to talk... This one got me laughing more than anything, just because of just the idea. You want to talk about someone who's ready to F off at work. Male Harvester Jesus says, I know a guy, he sells out his hometown. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to go for it. A guy in Wanamingo. Beautiful town, south of here. Milk Harvester Jesus says, I know a guy in Wanamingo who hired a guy just so they'd have enough people to play euchre.
Oh, really?
That's incredible. We're one short of the number we need to play euchre. We better hire that guy.
This must have been good.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
How wrestling really works and how you get the ratings. Eric Bischoff and Conrad Thompson explain on 83 Weeks.
Too much time is spent discussing talent's age. The younger demo is just as excited about a Paul Heyman or a John Cena or an Undertaker or Becky Lynch, or I don't care what their birth certificate says, they're going to draw a younger demo because they're fun to watch and they're great entertainers.
83 Weeks on YouTube or wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks Edition.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Remember back a few years ago, boy, has it been years now? Remember when Wapple disrespected garbage men and garbage women, and if it wasn't for us talking those people down, they would have kicked his ass all over town?
Yeah, he would have ended up in a dumpster somewhere.
How long ago was that, Wapple, when you disrespected the profession of waste removal?
Maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Unbelievable how time passes. Some of them are still mad at you about it.
Oh, I thought they all made up.
Now, some of them are still mad.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Because he went out there and saw what it was like and realized he was wrong.
They're still mad. At any rate, do you want to hear some of the interesting finds garbage men and garbage women have experienced?
I bet there's some good stuff.
Along the route? I don't know how do you say it?
I say route.
Do you say route? Along their route? I want to find this out too. And we know you're out there, garbage men und garbage women. Text us, 68683. Start your message with Nick or Josh. I left something pretty cool for the garbage man years ago, and I regret the ass off of it when I threw away my... What was the gaming system that featured my favorite video game, James Bond shooting people game?
N64.
I threw away. I just threw it away. It was perfectly... I was moving, and I was sweaty, and I was tired, and I had everything packed, and there's my video games up in the corner. I forgot that they were there, and I was just so burned out on the process, I just put it in the garbage can. I had a wrestling game, Wapple, where Hulk Hogan would rake the back of his opponent. I had a wrestling video game. I had a fun boxing video game, basketball. But the one that breaks my heart the most is the James Bond. Just threw it away.
You loved that game.
I also dumped hundreds of porno movies. And I hope you're not saying, you sick sumbitch. No, a lot of those porn movies were those hairy German ones that were gifted to Josh and I.
There were some weird titles in there.
Yeah, like Das Boot and things like that.
Das Hair.
Das Hairs.
There was an episode of My Name is Earl where Crabman had to get rid of his porn magazines, Classy Asses, I think it was called.
Classy Asses.
His wife, Joy, made him get rid of them, and so he put them all out to be taken away by the garbage man, but the neighborhood kids got them first. They swarmed like a bunch of vampires.
Joy is like that? Joy made her boyfriend get rid of his porn?
She had a funny line about it, but she wanted to know why he would need to look at that when he's got her.
Okay, I'm tired of that line.
She wasn't happy.
I thought Joy was cooler than that on My Name is Earl. But, that was the same ending to my story, Josh. So the garbage man took my video game system, and I hope you're having a hell of a time with it. I deserve, if the garbage man who grabbed it was able to text me right now and say, ha ha, sucker, I still play, I would deserve that because I was stupid to throw it away. With the porno, it never got to the garbage man because my neighbors, I live next door to some 22, 23-year-old guys. They spotted those porns and they took them back to their place. So I'm interested in this too. Fines, wonderful fines from trash removal people. In the 80s, one said, I picked up a number of Philips color TVs. Fixing them was just a question, is how you say it, of swapping parts. I sold them for cheap or gave them away. Bunch of TVs. Well, it's kind of similar to my nightmare regret of throwing away my video game system. Garbage man found a PS4 in excellent condition and a brand new controller still in the box.
Wow.
A pretty much unused trampoline.
Wow, that's awesome.
You got yourself a trampoline. A go-kart that easily got... Yeah. A go-kart that easily got fixed up and they used it all the time.
That's awesome. That's my favorite so far.
Yeah, you know how many days, probably just as many as you, Josh, where I sat there as a kid wondering, what's a guy got to do to get a go-kart around here?
I still think I got to get a go-kart.
Have you looked into it?
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Every summer I look into it.
They're incredible.
Lady trash truck driver, she's checking in. Not so much a find, but given to me last Christmas, a bottle of Frank Sinatra's Jack Daniels.
Frank Sinatra made up his own Jack Daniels?
Yes.
Or a bottle that, of Jack Daniels that Frank Sinatra owned.
Oh, boy, I don't know now.
It's cool either way.
It's a local area code. Well, I guess somebody could have picked it up from Frank Sinatra elsewhere and gave it to him.
Do you know that I know a woman who, not through the trash, but through a garage sale, ended up with Ace Frehley's alarm clock?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a true story. Okay, garbage men finding cool stuff. This was behind a deli. They threw away a pile of Snapple sodas. Dude said he had unlimited Snapples. Snapple was that's not a soda, that's like a fruit drink, right?
Yeah.
Tea.
He ended up with unlimited Snapples and sodas of every flavor. Lasted him a year. I don't exactly know why they dumped it all. If somebody read the what's the word I'm looking for? The expiration date incorrectly or something, but there you go. Guy didn't have to buy a damn non-alcoholic drink for a year. Another garbage man says, my first dog was in the trash.
Oh.
Well, courtesy of his dad. I guess his dad was a garbage man, picked up a box, heard some shuffling in the box, and there were 2 puppies inside the box. What kind of cold-hearted son of a bitch?
No kidding.
Throws a couple. So his dad brought one home. The other truck driver kept the other. Named it Jasper.
There's something similar. This text says, picked up a feral cat in a dumpster. Had no idea what was there till I got to the no idea it was there. till they got to the dump about 3 hours and 50 minutes later, dumped the load, and a terrified wild cat came flying out of the transfer station.
And then he kept it?
That's what they said, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I assumed that. He wrote, picked up a feral cat. So maybe he didn't keep it.
Not all of this is good news. I worked at a garbage plant, and all I got was Wells disease from the rat piss on the garbage.
Ooh.
I was ill for weeks. I'm sorry about that, bro. What does this say? Oh, God, this is terrible. Some old man kept throwing... Well, what's an old man doing with condoms?
He might have found them.
Well, it says there's an 80-year-old man who kept throwing his used condoms in with the plastics.
Oh, gotta recycle them.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna use this again.
So, with your plastic Mountain Dew bottles, and the dude was putting his used rubbers in there. They had to pull them aside and say, dude, you could just throw the rubbers in the regular garbage.
He's thoughtful.
A 1944 hand grenade.
Wow.
I would be terrified to keep any kind of a hand grenade, wouldn't you, Josh?
Me too. I mean, I'd love to have one, but I'd be nervous to own one. I'd be one of the guys that would make the news for something stupid.
Oh, blowing your right arm off because
I sneeze, I knock it to the ground, and it blows up the entire neighborhood.
Cuts off the power to the neighborhood on Super Bowl Sunday or something like that. At a nightclub? Damn. At a nightclub, some band threw away their gear. Garbage Man got 3, I don't know what this means, preamps, 2 300-watt stage speakers, and a guitar amp.
Wow. They must have been... Like, it was their last gig, and they hated each other. They broke up.
That's what I was thinking.
We're talking about rage quitting today. They rage quit the band.
Right. Some form of rage quitting, where the lead singer, they had a bad gig, and the lead singer, who everyone was intimidated by, took all their amps and put them in the garbage and said, this is where this stuff belongs if you guys can't keep up with me.
Here, I got an update on the Jack Daniels from Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a special blend, $200 a bottle. So that's a heck of a gift she received.
And back to the rubbers thing. I mean, don't you just wash them out and reuse them?
Put them in the dishwasher?
Well, you turn them inside out the first time, and then, you have to wash them after that. By the way, Wapple, some different waste companies have checked in, and they say they're not mad at you anymore.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So rest assured, you're okay.
I would have been worried on Wednesdays.
That's when
Wednesdays. That's recycling.
That's when they show up. More of these treasures that garbage men and women have found. A freezer stuffed with skinned, rotting, headless deer carcasses.
Ooh.
He or she said we nearly had to call the cops because we thought they were human at first. Thought maybe they were dealing with a psychomaniac. Used needles. There was a couch so filled with needles we called it the porcupine couch. God.
This text says someone threw away a blow-up doll, so we strapped it to one of the other driver's front seats with a dildo in its mouth. Like a little mascot. You could probably go in the carpool lane.
Enough brand new furniture to literally furnish my whole apartment. Yeah, people will just dump good stuff from time to time. A high-end military-grade inflatable boat. Oh, an inflatable boat. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I was going to make fun of that comment, but it's not worthy of being made fun of. A high-end military-grade inflatable boat, brand new. You go fishing in that, Cubby, me and you.
That'd be fun.
A coffin, no body, just a coffin. Buckets of testicles.
What?
Are you picturing a human set of testicles, Ashley?
Yeah.
I was assuming animal. But
these belonged, this came from a ranch, a cattle ranch.
Okay.
You could sell those to a restaurant.
Some lady lost $10,000 in a duffel bag. Came into the garbage plant crying and screaming. Never found it. Never found it.
Well, I bet someone found it.
16 full-size... Yeah, I bet. Yeah, right. The garbage guys didn't find it.
Yeah, someone found it.
16 full-size barrels of old vegetable grease some guy had saved up in his garage. he was planning to make biodiesel fuel or something.
Can't you get money for that stuff, honestly?
Yeah. Oh,
I've heard stories.
Like, I thought there was some decent money in that.
You can find some disgusting / wonderful treasures at the campground, too, after everybody has left. You got your concert festival, like we used to do Edge Fest every year, Josh, which got miserable towards the end. I think you'd agree with me. You've got like BIR, We Fest. Here are some treasures people, if you want to call them that, they're not treasures in a lot of cases. Here are some things people found in those situations after everybody up and left. Prosthetic leg.
Wow. That'd be something to keep.
A 5-liter water jug filled with urine. A lidded saucepan containing a single fairly large turd.
Oh, lucky.
Right. The amount of tents people left behind was amazing. And I get it. You know, festival's over. You're hungover to beat hell. You're exhausted. All you want to do is get the hell out of there. You're going to take the time to break down a tent? Hell no. I'll buy a new one before the next festival.
Don't they talk on some of the mountains that are very well climbed? Don't they say that they're usually covered in human turds?
Yeah.
People kind of poop, sometimes in bags, hopefully, and just leave it there?
Yeah, I think I've heard that before.
Oh.
Listen to this. Here's an individual who lived in a downtown area, and that downtown area used to host a big, 3-day concert festival, and it turns into just a binge drinking paradise. But right downtown, he steps out of his door one morning, the last night of the festival, and it was nighttime. Steps out of his door. There's a young woman passed out in the alley. He ran over to her to make sure she was alive. He called 911. They advised her to poke her with his foot to see if she was alive. He pokes this chick with his foot. He almost died of a heart attack when she leapt up, screamed like an effing banshee, he says, and threw an empty bottle is how you say it, of Fireball, and it hit him square in the chest. She then runs / stumbles down the alley, stops, takes off all of her clothes, now she's completely naked, and pees in the road. And then she took off down the street.
Now that's a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Finding that.
Music festival. An individual says, I had to clean one of the portable shower stalls. I use those once or twice up at Brainerd, the portable shower stall. Someone had laid a turd in the corner of the shower stall and stuck a cocktail umbrella in it. A lot of people found money, drugs, watches, phones, perfectly good clothes, wallets, dildos. And I know we got some texts from our garbage people out there, garbage men and women, talking about the treasures that they have found throughout their career. Did you have any of those in front of you, Josh?
I'm still going through some of them. I mean, we're speaking of treasures. I found 2 electric scooters worth about $250 each. Just needed a $1 fuse. That's from 3 miles to the gallon trash truck, Jesus. See, I wish I knew how to fix stuff. I mean, those I probably would give away to somebody smarter than me to fix, but can you imagine that, finding out it's just a $1 fuse?
Yeah, I know. I have a fairly definitive list here from the brother/sisterhood.
I mean, another good one here was drinking beer in the garage, Jesus, who owns around 40 bag chairs, 4 brand new tents, and a pool and a Weber grill.
Just from being a trash guy?
I don't know. Oh, no, this is We Fest for 3 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I got my tent stolen once at a concert festival.
Like, were you were at the show and came back and it was gone? Or?
Well, it was at night. I was by myself. Everybody left. All my friends left. And I wanted to stay. Luckily, I had a buddy, down the trail who had a camper. I drank with my buddy until 2, 3 in the morning. Well, thanks for the beers, boys. I'm going to go back to my tent and go to sleep. It was gone.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
So I had to come and rap on their camper and say, can I spend the night with you? All right, thank you for your text. Here are some of the items our listeners have found in the trash. Brand new GoPro camera in the package.
Sweet.
Wonder how that happened.
A hoverboard. Canuck Jesus. I found a hoverboard, went home, charged it. It worked perfectly. Later on, I destroyed myself on it.
You said Canuck Jesus?
Canuck Jesus.
That's who I worked with.
Well, there you go. What do you mean you worked with?
When I was a garbage man.
Oh, when you did the bit on the air?
Yeah, he says to give you a shout out.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
over this individual's career, 8 Roomba vacuums, dildos, sex swings.
There's a lot of sex stuff, a lot of magazines and pornos.
Yeah, you got to update that now and again. I've filled a few trash bags with adult material. Found a live chicken at a landfill, brought it home. Found an autographed Johnny Bench baseball. My goodness.
Wow.
6 working game systems. An electric guitar in perfect working order, an acoustic guitar in perfect working order. Found a hamster in its cage, kept it, named it Hopper.
Cute.
Found a headless, armless, legless torso in a black zip-up bag. It was actually a rubber, life-sized masturbatory aid. Found a silicone boob implant. I used it as a stress ball. Found Korn's first demo CD with a note to Sony Music to give them a listen. Now, here's someone trying to start trouble. They say, you know what no garbage man has ever found? Actual truck driver status. That's what they've never found.
Why would you say something?
I don't know why. People always got to start trouble.
Is there a known rivalry between truck drivers and garbage men?
I don't know. Polaroids of everybody's wives. They throw them at the bottom of the garbage bag thinking we won't see them, but when you tip it upside down, that's the first thing you see.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
Half redneck, half posh. 100% fun. Trey Crowder and Corey Ryan Forrester try and learn fancy culture in putting on airs.
The host of the Medium Popcorn Podcast, Brandon Collins and Justin Brown.
Okay, so Paddington 2 had like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for years.
You guys ruined that?
Justin came in and took it down 2 points because of his rating. That's the time we started getting death threats.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. People worship that movie.
Putting on airs. The podcast is on YouTube and wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
The internet's come undone again. Folks arguing back and forth. I'll tell you, I read about this deal. I wasn't on the front lines for this. I'll tell you this much. I'd hate to have to decide on where to take a gal on a first date these days because, damn, according to the internet, just about every first date idea we've ever known is no longer good enough.
This was actually kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
This is insane.
I got annoyed
I'm
reading
glad
it.
you feel that way, Ashley.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. All of the things, I imagine you've seen the list that I've seen, Nick. All of the things on this list, I would be more than happy to do on a first date, except for the family occasions. That's weird.
Yeah, okay, there's a couple on there that I totally agree with, but
Church.
one of them on there, well, church for some people would be great. That was my parents' first date.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, and one of them on this list was my first date with my wife, who I've been monogamous with since we got together.
You have been monogamous.
Yes, that's correct.
I see where you're going with this now. I can say it unless I'm talking about myself.
It's weird. It's like this weird
criminy.
thing.
I've gone crazy. Oh, well, I should ask this question. So again, it appears that every first date idea that we've ever known is no longer good enough. Let me ask Ashley, because she seems to know the most about this. Does an F-boy go on a date?
No.
No, F-boys
No.
don't go on dates?
No, they don't.
I'll try to remember that.
No,
They're
not at all.
hookups. Just hookups for F-boys.
I thought you said something completely different.
Yeah, me too.
My heart dropped for a second.
The internet it's hard to believe that we're having this argument in 20 plus 23. This just seems like this is a subject we shouldn't be arguing about anymore. It's just so simple and stupid. But the internet is divided, and a huge debate has been happening over a list of 28 places women, according to the story, 28 places women refuse to go to on a first date.
I was just talking about this kind of thing with a buddy the other day because he's got a friend who's recently divorced and he's on the dating apps and, it's been frustrating for him. He's around my age, late 40s. He ended up making out with a girl at a bar. And this was like kind of a big story because he hasn't had, but he didn't close the deal and everyone was totally confused why this didn't happen. But I was thinking, I am undateable because honestly, nobody would put up with me at this point. I'm so set in my ways.
I disagree, but go ahead.
I mean, like, if somebody's like, hey, I want to go downtown and try this new restaurant. Nah, it's all right.
I'll get you an Uber. You want to go?
Yeah.
Well, but I think your charm and personality and the amount of money that you have in your bank account, of
course.
Close
to $2 million.
I think many women would overlook that. Okay, Cubby don't like to go downtown.
Oh, I think I'm good in small doses. I think just if it was this, getting into the daily routine and me turning down things constantly, that get a little old.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people.
Because I'm past the part where I fake all the interests. Certainly when you're younger. Do I want to go to Cirque du Soleil? Are you kidding? I already bought tickets. Of course I want to go.
You would be fine. You'd be crawling with ass within a half hour if your wife checked out or the two of you split up or whatever. You'd be fine. So here we go. I'm going to read to you the list of the 28 places apparently women refuse to go to on a first date now that we've hit 20 plus 23. All these places seem to me used to be fun. Well, not all of them. I have an issue with a couple of them. So here we go. Now, before you panic, Ashley has already said she finds this list ridiculous, and there are plenty of other women out there who find this list ridiculous, but this is the way they're going with this. The 28 places where women refuse to go on a first date. And you said one of these joints you took your old lady, Josh.
Yeah, it was our first date.
Let me see if I think...
You'll know it if you think about our reception.
Oh, got it. I got it already. Your wedding reception, you mean. Okay, Cheesecake Factory is in here.
I've never been there.
That was like in high school. That was the date when you were trying to be super fancy.
Exactly.
You took her to Cheesecake Factory, bro.
That was like the prom spot.
Yeah,
too.
that was the move.
Yep.
Never been crazy about the place, but number 2 on the list is one of my favorite joints. Applebee's.
Love Applebee's.
Love it, seriously.
I dig that joint. Chili's.
Nothing wrong with Chili's.
Although now it's changed since
that's changed.
Dana mentioned that's the place you break up with someone at Chili's.
Yeah.
I did dump a girl at Chili's. So therefore, my current girlfriend will refuse to ever go to Chili's with me. She goes, you can go alone if you really want the sizzling fajitas that badly.
Well, that's the thing. You can't get mad with sizzling fajitas and a giant margarita.
Right.
I love that Chili's bit, by the way. Yeah, I got taken to Chili's last night. That means you got dumped. I love that bit. Number 4, here we go, Josh. This is where you took your wife on your first date. Chipotle.
Chipotle, yeah.
Nice.
Olive Garden.
You would. That's kind of funny.
What's funny?
That Josh would take her to Chipotle for the first date.
Yeah, it's a spot.
That's great.
I bet Josh walked in. Everybody knew his name. Hey, Josh, you want the regular?
No, it was a different one. They didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, I walked in. I said, you know what? Get whatever you want. Order whatever you want off the menu.
Double protein. Go for it.
I am a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, you already know what you're going to get, so you don't have to worry about that, too.
Exactly.
Apparently, you can't take a lady to Olive's Garden.
That's another date spot in high school.
Definitely. Got a lot of homecomings there.
Unlimited breadsticks. Nothing wrong with that.
I never went to any of these places in high school. I never hit any of these places till I was in my 20s. We just didn't do things like that. Okay, so not all of these examples of where women, according to the internet, refuse to go to on first dates anymore. Not all of them are chain restaurants and whatnot. Here we go. Apparently the movies are off the table now. You can't take a gal to the movies.
That's the other one I thought was big.
I would say that's more of a second, third date. Because then you really can't talk at the movies.
Oh, I like to talk
That's
at
true.
movies. Like if somebody calls, I answer my phone. If they can't hear me, I just talk louder.
I guess that'd be a good way to weed someone out. Like, are they texting a lot during the movie? Do they talk a lot? Do they chew really loud?
That's true, Papa.
That was our thing. I just mentioned that. We didn't go to Applebee's and Chipotle and Olive Garden and Chili's in high school for dates. We went to the movies. That was the number one most popular answer. And yeah, okay, you can't talk during a movie. You can do plenty of talking on the way there. Afterwards, you go get a few, smoke some joints or whatever you do. I agree with this one. This is kind of creepy. Hey, it's a first date. You want to come over to my house?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, if you're looking for an F buddy, there's nothing wrong with that. Or what's the other term? If
Plus,
you're
it's
looking
like a house party or something.
If you're looking for just a
hookup,
a piece, a hookup, sure. Your
friend
house
with benefits.
Me and my boyfriend's first date was technically at his house.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, technically.
Well, I wouldn't consider. I don't know if
you met him
consider
there?
it a first date. I just was like, hey, I'm gonna come over, and he was like, cool, come over, and then I went to his house.
So that's not a first date. Your relationship is a hookup that turned into something more.
Yeah.
Right.
Me and my
You
girlfriend
floozy.
ended at her house.
I'm sorry?
Me and my girlfriend's ended at her house.
You and your girlfriend's what?
First date
First
ended
date
at her house.
ended at her house.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you close the deal? Be honest.
Yes, I did.
Was that a radio answer?
No, it wasn't.
Any fast food chain is no longer cool. Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet.
I would be stoked if someone was like, hey, do you want to go to Old Country Buffet for the first date?
Let's go to Pizza Ranch.
Oh, I'd be so in.
Pizza Ranch. Yeah, but Buffalo Wild. What if you wanted to watch like a World Series game or something together?
Right. This is silly. IHOP, Denny's. What the hell is this? Okay,
that would be kind of weird. IHOP and Denny's.
What's wrong with IHOP and
Breakfast
Denny's?
dates are awesome.
Yeah, I guess I'm picturing it more just in the morning.
When my
Well, hell
wife used
no.
to work overnights, I would meet her before work sometimes.
There ain't nothing wrong with
like
you.
at a Denny or a Perkins.
It's not. Those joints aren't just for breakfast.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, in my mindset, I'm like always there in the morning. So I'd be like, early first date in the morning.
Am I the only guy in the room who's gotten drunk at a Perkins? I'm not talking about showing up drunk. I'm talking about getting drunk.
No.
I didn't know.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I was going the other way. Yes.
One time years you don't need to hear the story, but we got drunk at Perkins.
A buddy of mine barfed all over a table at Perkins.
I barfed in a Denny's.
Yeah, because you go there at 1:30 in the morning, you're 21 years old, you're hammered, you want to get the moons over my hammy or whatever they serve.
Yes.
Okay, like I mentioned, some of these, I agree, this is an odd idea for a first date. Listen to this one. I can understand why women across, all across town would say no to this. Hey, do you want to meet me at the gym?
Well, that was also a date for me and my
gross.
wife. You know, she worked at it, or still works at a gym. So we'd go, we like to get our bodies and minds healthy together, so we'd go to the gym.
This was early in the relationship?
Yeah.
When you drank coffee there, or when you worked out?
No, worked out at the gym
You worked out
together,
together.
yeah.
Oh, I tried to do that once, like go on a first date to the gym, and it was awful. I hated it.
Can I interrupt real quick? Am I destroying my bad boy image with some of these admissions?
I'm looking at you in a different light, now, Josh. Yeah.
God dang it.
Now, okay, if you know the person, you've been on a couple of dates, you talked on the phone, you know them a little bit, then I don't think it's totally bizarre to go to the gym. If both of you are into working out, then go ahead, do your squats. But a first date, do you want to go to the gym? No.
Absolutely not.
That
I
would
don't
be
want
a
you to
weird
see me
first date.
The hell? I mean,
just drenched in sweat.
You're right. Yeah.
How sober do you think I am? Also on the list is let's go to church. That's what crazy people do.
No, thank you.
You don't go to church on a date unless you're crazy. Okay, Starbucks, or generally speaking, coffee dates.
That's odd to me. I thought that was like the safe date. Like that's what you did, Dana, right? You pretended you liked coffee.
Right, yeah.
I went on a coffee
I
date.
went on a first date, and then it went well, and we were walking out. So I was walking her to her car, and I panicked. And I said, let's get together for coffee this week, because I think that's just what people did. It was like some of the first dates I had after I got divorced.
And this is the girl you're with now?
No, different girl.
Well, wait. But you'd already been with the girl you're with now for like 3 weeks before you went on this first date at Starbucks.
That's not true.
Well, what's going on now? Because
this was the girl that you guys.
No.
I was teasing you. I'm trying to get you in trouble.
The girl that you brought to where were we last weekend?
The casino.
Yes, I remember her. Who's that other one?
That's the one that you guys made fun of me for because she took me up to her cabin and
No,
then
the
dumped
other
me
one
the
that
next
I
day.
saw. The other one that I saw a couple days before we went to the casino.
Sorry, I'm not following the bit.
No, you're struggling here.
She stayed in that other room you kept going between your room and that room.
Like classic sitcom style, like running back and forth between hotel rooms, trying to keep things straight.
Shirts and you got one thing wrong. Like,
Now
hey,
this
you
is
didn't have that on.
This is just my opinion. I think going out for coffee is like one of the dorkiest things two people can do. It wasn't that long ago, a friend of mine said, I went on a date the other night, and I said, oh, yeah, where'd you go? Well, we just went out for coffee, and I learned that she knows and I said, what?
I thought that was super common.
It is. It is. I'm calling it dorky. That's all. That's the only route I'm taking here. And this buddy of mine said, yeah, we went out for coffee. And I said, what, were you in a dry county or something? You mean you went out for coffee? Who are you, Jerry and George from Seinfeld? I just think that's wildly dorky. That's just me.
If we went to Panera, she could get coffee, I'd get some soup. What do you think of soup on a first date?
Soup.
I'll tell you, soup anytime, Cubby.
Anything is a vagina if you're brave enough, Jesus said. I just tuned in. I got a quick question. Where the hell are guys allowed to take ladies on a first date?
Right.
Everything's been shot down.
And we're not even done yet.
Maybe?
He's right. We're not even done yet. Ice cream dates. Ice cream dates when you go have a ice cream cone. I haven't heard of that one yet.
I think that's sweet.
Family functions, again, that's what crazy people do.
That is absolutely insane.
That's the one where I totally agreed with. I would never do that to someone. I would pray no one would ever do that to me.
You want to go out on a date? Sure. Where should we go? Well, my cousin's having a birthday party. What are you talking about? No, we're not going to a family event for a first date. Women these days don't want to do the watching a movie at your house Netflix Hulu thing.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, if somebody said, hey, do you want to come over and watch something on Netflix? I would think, gotta shave my pubes, gotta buy some condoms. I would think this is going to happen.
Somewhere that requires a long drive. No one wants to do that anymore.
Yeah, I understand that in case things aren't going well. That could be pretty awkward.
What's the longest you ever drove for a first date, Josh?
Madison. But it was more just to hook up.
Yeah.
I was giving her a ride to Madison. By that, I mean driving her to Madison back to school.
I know that story about but I'm talking about a date. You had no sexual plans. It was just, we're going to meet up, we're going to have dinner.
Buffalo.
From
where did I live at the time?
Like Prior Lake or something, right?
I think it was either Shakopee or Prior Lake.
So that's a
picked her up in Buffalo. That was the worst date I ever had. That night with you.
I remember that.
Let me be specific. I wasn't dating you.
Right.
You saved my ass that night.
I saved him from probably being stabbed to death on the worst first date of Cubby's life.
It was terrible.
For me, I drove up to we're talking strictly first dates, no hookup plans. Oh, it was somewhere's like near St. Cloud from here. And it was kind of a disaster. Okay, let's wrap this up. Furthermore, the 28 places that, according to the internet, women refuse to go to on a first date anymore. Bowling, a nightclub, a hookah bar.
Yeah, don't take me to a hookah bar.
I live close to one of those.
Headaches.
Okay, I've never been to a hookah bar. Is that where you smoke marijuana?
No, it's like a shisha or whatever.
Yeah. Shisha,
it's called.
Shisha.
Yeah, it's like flavored tobacco.
Warrior Princess. Shisha, Warrior Princess. She rode a tiger. She dated He-Man. Am I way off?
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yes.
You can put marijuana in the shisha, though.
How would you know?
I may have done it.
Now, women don't want to go to the Waffle House anymore.
I would. I've never been to a Waffle House. I hear it's great. But
they're
boy,
wonderful.
do you read a lot of news stories about what happens at Waffle House.
I've done some things I'm not proud of.
I want to go and just watch things unfold.
Where is a Waffle House?
Down south.
Down south.
Right, okay, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I used to go to one when I was in Mississippi and Louisiana, back when I was a young guy. I used to travel down there now and again, and I loved going to the Waffle House.
Yeah,
because the food was delicious, and you just don't want to stop eating and everyone is nuts.
Yeah, my buddy lives in Florida, and the first time I went to visit him, as soon as we got off the plane, I said, I want to go to a Waffle House. It was great.
And the last two here, I mean, we're just out of places. Like the text we got a little a few minutes ago where a listener said, where the hell are we supposed to take anyone on a first? Because the last two, they don't want to go to ball games anymore.
I don't understand what's happening here, honestly.
That's a dream first date.
And simply a bar just for drinks. That's the simplest and most perfect date in my book. Let's just meet up. We don't have to watch each other eat. We'll just have a couple of drinkies and be on our way.
It wasn't too long ago we talked about younger folks aren't really drinking as much as people used to.
They're going to the hookah bar for the pisha.
Yeah, I genuinely can't think of what else is left.
That's the question, isn't it, Smashley? What else is left?
So I thought activities
like going for a hike.
Yeah, something like that.
That's how you get killed.
Yeah,
please,
terrible.
Going on a hike and activities make me friggin' vomit.
Can we try something real quick here?
I noticed that concerts weren't in here. Even though I've been on a couple first dates at concerts, and I thought it was kind of awkward just because of the noise and all the derelicts.
Yeah.
You had a question, Josh?
All right, so I just want to try something else. Insomniac Jesus recommended we try this. It's this weird connection you have between your brain and mouth when it comes to certain words and how it relates to you.
It has been interesting to find this out about myself.
All right, so let's describe this. My wife and I, since we've been together, we are exclusive. What's another word for that?
I think where you're going with this is you and your wife are monogamous.
That's right. Now, you and your wife today officially have been married for 1 month.
Yes, we have.
Now, assuming you have been true to each other,
True.
What would that be called? You and your wife are...
You meant that Maximus.
Yeah, see, it doesn't work anymore.
Maximus Aurelius.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
Now I miss drive-ins now. I'm going to have to drive 2 hours to go to one.
Dude, we've got
They're really that worth it as an adult, even.
I like them more as an adult because you actually sit and watch the movie.
Yeah, instead of swirling around the back seat, crying, whining, stuffing your face with candy. First movie, one of our listeners says their very first movie. I'm going to try not to get emotional talking about this. I wish I could say my very first. I mean, I'm happy to say that I've watched it many times, and it was a real thrill as a kid. But I wish I could say my first ever motion picture in a theater was Convoy.
What about Xanadu? That was Socially Inept Jesus' first movie.
Are you kidding me?
I haven't watched that. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Oh, my damn.
HVAC Delivery Jesus saw Titanic with his mom. He said she didn't know about the drawing scene. When that robe came off, his eyes lit up, and his mom tried like hell to cover his eyes. He was 9.
God, that was so embarrassing when I was in 6th grade when Titanic came out, and I saw it in a sold-out theater on a Saturday afternoon. Half the school was there with their parents, and there's a girl I like sitting right behind me, and as soon as the scene came up, my mom just covered my eyes and just embarrassed the hell out of me. I just felt like such an idiot.
Mom, you're killing it.
Mom!
Your mother covered your eyes when the boobs came out in Titanic. How old were you?
6th grade.
6th grade?
Uh-huh.
My parents used to change the channel at that age, yeah.
I think I would have probably maybe gotten in a physical altercation with my mother if she would have snubbed me from a set of boobs when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah?
That's too old. You should have been...
There's no way my parents would have let me see that at 6th grade. No way.
What the hell kind of goofy upbringing did you guys have?
It sounds like the normal one, maybe.
Wait a minute, 6? It's not like you're 7 years old. You're 6th grade.
No, it was like 11
You're
years
like
old.
11, yeah.
You can't see boobs in 6th grade?
I would have been fine seeing the boobs. It was my mom's decision, not mine.
I understand that. I'm questioning.
Son, you're in 6th grade. Let's go see some boobs.
All right. It's traditional 6th grade time. Bring it to the boobs.
I don't get it. I think that was wrong.
Woodbury, somebody says there's a drive-in.
Oh, really?
Pipe Layer 15
What?
Jesus. That's a lot closer. I mean, you'll never go Wapple. You hate Woodbury.
What? I don't even think...
Yeah, when I look it up, it just comes up with Valley. Oh, the Moonlight Drive-In. Nope, that's Tennessee.
I mean, they have I know they have inflatable, they inflate a screen sometimes during the summer.
It's not the same.
No.
What can you do? Swiss Family Robinson was the first theater experience for refinery electrician Jesus. I don't know if I remember that one terribly well. I mean, I recognize.
I know the name.
Recognize the name. Must have watched it at once or twice. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, man.
You see, here's living right here, Dana.
Yeah.
I'm the man, Jesus. Dude went to see 48 Hours when he was 9 with his dad.
That's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, your mother's pinning you down because a set of boobs fell out in Titanic when you were 12, 11, 6th grade. 48 Hours. A lot of laughs. Isn't this something? Our most famous television friend, Janelle Klein, will be swinging by today.
She hasn't seen any of these movies we've mentioned so far.
No, I'm sure.
Well, I take that back. She saw the new Top Gun. Earlier, you referenced Top Gun Maverick.
I'd say around 7:30 this morning, we expect to see Janelle. Oh, wow. I dig rapping about all these old memories. You know that about me, Cubby. Drive-in theaters? Yeah, I wish there were more of a thing and I wouldn't have to go all the way to stinking Lake Elmo. Pack a cooler full of beer, you know?
They let you do that? You can bring in your
I
own?
have no idea.
No.
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
would
sure if you
imagine
can,
not.
but-
I would imagine not. I was just dreaming there. So we covered the first movies we saw in a theater. What about the first movie? Maybe it'd be tough to remember because you were busy, but the first movie where you did some real, making out in the theater. Anybody? Dana didn't get away with jack squat. His mom was sitting right there.
I know what theater it was. It was I don't know if they have it anymore, but it was over on White Bear Avenue. It was a dollar place. That was called the Plaza, and the tickets were like $1, $2. That
Sure.
was the theater to get things done at.
Word.
What made that the theater?
It was just
cheap.
It was cheap. Always kind of empty.
Sure.
They had a couple of those double seats that you could cuddle up in. Yeah.
Oh, even back then. Well, I suppose you're a lot younger. Never mind.
Yeah, I remember the double seats. Okay, so that was the spot.
Yep, and I just remember you'd come back out into the lobby just like hickeys everywhere.
Your hair's all messed up.
Yeah.
How was the movie? It was good. It was good.
Can I get a juice box?
Excelsior Theater was probably the joint we would go if we just wanted to raise hell or make out with a chick. Excelsior.
There's a theater.
It was cheap. It was dark, smaller, not always the greatest crowd. I think it's still up and running.
There's a theater in Apple Valley that we all go to in middle school, and it started to become the trend. 7th grade, boys and girls going to movies together.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
And the thing was like you'd want to see a scary movie with the girl.
That was the theory. Yeah.
Yep.
And one of the scariest movies of all time that we had heard, none of us had ever seen it, had come back into theater. So we're like, oh, let's bring some girls in because it was the anniversary of The Exorcist.
That'll turn someone on.
It's not easy to make out during The Exorcist, but it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done. I'm living proof.
That would be a tough movie to make out through because it's just so disgusting.
Yeah, it really was.
Not so much about the scary as it is the disgusting.
Yeah.
Just trying to power through like the green vomit and stuff.
Oh man. Yeah.
But desperate times call for desperate measures.
You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, Excelsior Theater, that was our hell-raising spot. Oh, man, we had some laughs at that place when we were young. I remember a lot of landmark films I saw for the first time there. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Awesome. I think I was 16 or 17, and then you pour out in the parking lot, and hopefully someone is interested in fighting you. My buddies and I, we kind of stormed around the parking lot looking to see if anybody wanted to brawl real quick after we watched Roadhouse. Naked Gun, Josh.
You saw that in theaters?
At the Excelsior Docks Theater.
Awesome.
That was such a riot, and it was just the perfect spot for it. It was just all us high school kids losing our minds, laughing our balls off at one of the funniest movies of all time.
I'm trying to look up when the Roadhouse remake comes out.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard much about
It's
that.
going to be this year at some point. It doesn't look like there's an actual release date, at least Googling it quickly here.
I had forgotten about that.
I wonder if that's going to be any good. I mean, Conor McGregor's in it.
Oh, how could you go wrong?
Jake Gyllenhaal, he's Dalton.
Conor McGregor's in it? I hope not more than 30 seconds.
I wouldn't think so, but I guess I don't know.
Here we got a guy in our listening audience who went to third base in the theater during the Lego movie.
Impressive.
That's a great movie, though.
Your boobies are awesome.
I'm hoping it was a matinee or something. There's only, not too many kids in the theater.
Well, wouldn't that be where the kids are, at the matinee?
Well, I guess I was thinking they'd be in school, if it was like a weekday matinee.
Dude, this brings back memories from a listener. The Cooper Theater in St. Louis Park off Highway 12. That was a hell-raising theater. That was where the young people went when I was a kid. And beers, rolling down the aisle, that whole scene. Cooper Theater, man. That when growing up in Wayzata, when you'd go through the paper and try to find, like, let's say it was, Back to the Future or whatever, one of these massive summer hits. We were around 13, 14. When you looked at the choices, okay, Wayzata Theater, well, whatever, sold out. Can't go to Wayzata to see Back to the Future. Okay, what else is there? Excelsior? No, they don't have that one yet. What were our other choices back then? Anyway, Cooper was the last place you wanted to go because it was iffy in there. There was beer drinking. There was fights in the parking lot. It was all teenagers, so there was the chance you might run into some kids from a tougher neighborhood that wanted to straighten you out. That's great to think about Cooper Theater.
Half-assed morning show. They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Did you know that Standard Heating has over 700 years of combined experience in the heating business? Now that's a lot of brain power. Hi, Corey here. As the call center manager at Standard, I'm proud to be able to work for a company that provides top solutions and experiences for our customers. Ashley, tell us more.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. I always drove the cars, the Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghinis. They were always a little skeptical, but sometimes they go, all right, Rosie, just go up where the stop sign is and turn the car around, and we'll give you your cue on the walkie. And I go, great. And they're like, Rosie? I'm like, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, this stop sign? They're like, yes, there's only that stop. Oh, okay.
Jump in now or catch up on any of the past seasons of Talkville on YouTube or wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Did you hear about the top 10 Jennifers?
What, top 10 Jens?
The top 10 Jens?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I believe I saw this on the Chive. They say Jennifers are hot, talented, and they just might be the best named woman out there. Jennifers. So they've taken upon themselves their social media team. So I'm gonna put this on the Chive again. I believe it's their social media team put together a list of the top 10 Jennifers of all time. You have any favorites?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple. Aniston.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wobble. Wobble was lost in the shorts there.
Dude, my girl, Jennifer Lawrence.
Get your hands up on the table.
Yeah. There's a woman in the room with you. Come on. Be respectful.
Do you have any favorites? Yes.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she sounds like she's in danger.
Starting with number 10, I'm not following this. And it's in the top 10 Jennifers of all time. You'd think I would have heard of her. Number 10 is Jay Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why she's on list from Jersey Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Never saw it.
She's funny.
Yeah, I like her.
Jay Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing, Jay, now?
I still film in Jersey Shore.
She's got a kiddo. I think she might have like 2 kids now.
Jersey Shore was a reality show, a bunch of donkeys running around drunk. That was about it.
Mm-hmm. She was the best one, though.
But it's still going on. They're still filming it.
Mm-hmm. Really?
They are?
Yeah, they
Snooki's still on there?
Snooki's still on it.
Yeah,
Everybody's still on it. Most of them are sober now after coming out of rehab and stuff like that.
Let me ask you and Ashley something. Why the hell did you watch that program?
I don't know.
I watched the first couple episodes when it first came out.
It's one of those things. It's like a car accident. It's so bad you can't look away.
It's just disaster television.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can relate to that. I mean, you didn't actually buy any of it, did you?
No, of course. It's all set up.
Right.
But it's just, they were just drunk and funny and stupid and awful.
So what is she? So she's still, this Jay Wow still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're filming a new season right now, I saw recently.
I didn't know they could do this, but it's real Jennifers and fictional Jennifers. Number 9, Jennifer, not Jennifer, but Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Couldn't disagree more.
I hated her.
Yeah, she's terrible.
She's a terrible person.
She's awful. She's awful.
It is so nice.
She's pretty. That she's got pretty, but she is a horrible person.
She's horrible.
What's happening?
She took advantage of Forrest Gump the entire movie.
Yeah,
she was the
like,
world's biggest CTs. Yeah, she was so full of crap.
Yeah, and then she goes and gets sick, and she's like, "Oh, hi, I love you." Like, no, get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, I have AIDS now. I'm willing to to settle down with you.
Yeah, no other man will be interested in me at this point. I'm going to give you what you've always wanted.
Yeah.
What does CTs mean?
A CTs.
Tease, like a tease.
Oh, the letter
I can't
C.
say the bad word.
Yeah, I understand. The
Like
letter C.
A wiener tease.
She was okay. Man, you guys don't like Jenny from Forrest
You
Gump.
guys fired up there early.
She was honestly, she's one of the worst characters in any movie ever.
I was sitting at Bubba Gump Shrimp in the Mall of America, and they have like Forrest Gump on repeat there. And after like 3 Long Islands, I'm yelling at the TV. I'm like, I hate you, Jenny. I hate you.
Hang on a second. You go sit down at the Forrest Gump restaurant. They play the movie every day?
Oh, they play it like on repeat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That sounds miserable.
It's a nice uplifting movie to watch while you're having some Long Island.
I hated the movie. I hated Forrest Gump. I thought it was horrible. It was stupid.
Ugh.
I like the movie. I just couldn't stand her.
I love you, Jenny.
Ugh.
Wow, that was fun. I had no idea.
You know, when you said Jenny's, I started going through a couple in my head. I was not expecting Jenny Gump to come up, and then also not expecting to get that fired up about it.
I love it. I love that you guys went after Jenny from Forrest Gump.
For me, I mean, it's Jennifer Aniston, number 1.
Duh.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, number 2. And then I'm not into the, what's the one you like? Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
Maybe she's just too young.
Oh, she's so cool.
I'm trying
He's just a big Hunger Games nerd.
Are you really?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, I like the movies. Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly comes in at number 8, and when I see her, I recognize her, but I don't think I've ever seen her in a movie. Do you guys know who that is? Mm-hmm. Jennifer Connelly. She's very pretty.
From Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Yes,
Labyrinth,
Josh.
Requiem for a Dream.
I've never seen any of her movies, but
She's
I know she's insanely attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like a lot of what she did was in the 90s. So how's she doing? Anyone know what she's doing now? Is she on Jersey Shore?
Oh, it looks like she's in the new Top Gun movie that's coming out.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Cubby.
She plays Penelope Penny Benjamin.
I wonder what her role will be in Top Gun. But help me out. The next Top Gun movie, is it going to be Tom Cruise's character as an old man? Or
He comes back to be the flight instructor.
Yeah, he's...
I just looked it up. Jennifer Connelly plays Maverick's new love interest in the movie.
Oh.
So that's kind of top billing right there.
I really thought you were going to say she played his daughter.
No.
But love interest. Well, she's no kid anymore either.
No.
So, all right, fair enough.
I mean, shoot, when did Labyrinth come out?
I have never saw it. I have no
Jennifer Connelly's 51.
What is Labyrinth? Isn't that David Bowie?
David Bowie, yeah.
Okay, I never saw it, but I know the name.
I like that when I was a kid.
Labyrinth came out in 86.
The Los Angeles Times, by the way, calls Jennifer Connelly one of the world's most beautiful women, and she is stunning. Number 7, here you go, Cubby, Jennifer's Love Hewitt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's incredible.
An accomplished actress with a Golden Globe nomination. She was a teenage star in the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Can't hardly wait.
Sure, she's done a lot of things. I really liked her in a few things, and plus she's scorching hot. Mm-hmm. Number 6 was yes?
No, I was going to say, yeah, that helps. She is definitely scorching hot.
Number 6 was kind of a surprise to me when I was reading it earlier. Jennifer Coolidge.
I can understand that.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about?
Stifler's mom.
Oh, Jesus. You guys are good.
Stifler's mom, man.
Yeah. She wouldn't have been top of mind for me, but I could see why she's on that list.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, she's funny, very funny.
She was also in White Lotus, the HBO show that came out that was big earlier this year, and she was great in that.
They say Jennifer's a well-accomplished actress and an overall very funny person. I certainly remember the Stifler's mom character from American Pie. I keep trying to get involved in this Two Broke Girls effing sitcom because I love the dark-haired lady.
Kat Dennings.
What is that?
Kat Dennings.
She makes me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I like her attitude.
She's married to Andrew WK now.
Why?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
He likes to party.
Why would anyone marry Andrew WK?
You're going to have to ask Kat Dennings that.
Jennifer Coolidge is in the show, Two Broke Girls. Okay, I'll try to get involved in that.
Yeah, there's something about her.
Yeah. Number 5 is Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, yeah. Very pretty.
Very talented.
Oscar, 2 Grammys.
I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything.
A Golden Globe. I've seen her in one thing. She was named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the entire world.
That's super cool.
And the movie I saw her in, although I didn't see the whole damn thing, she and Beyonce are singing in
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls. Did you ever see Cubby, Dreamgirls?
No.
It's pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, what I saw of it. I saw about an hour. It's about these singers who, they start off in the 50s and they break up and then they keep singing and this and that. Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, Danny Glover, the guy who played, Anyway, it's cool. And she's an incredible singer.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Number 4 is Jennifer Lopez.
She could have been the first lady of the Timberwolves. We were so close.
She dodged such a bullet.
Once my daughter found out that A-Rod was going to buy the Timberwolves, she was pumped because she thought she'd be able to maybe run into J-Lo somewhere. And then that relationship fizzled.
She was pretty bummed by that.
She was so excited at first.
Jennifer Lopez, of course, the first woman to have a number 1 album and a number 1 film in the same week. She's won everything, and she can do everything. Very influential. Makes many lists of most powerful celebrities in town. That kind of a thing.
I came up with another one that I want to put ahead of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yes.
Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not Jennifer. I forgot her name. Garner.
Joey Lawrence?
Oh, yeah. Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
Actually, you know what? I'm putting her at number 1.
All right, we'll see where she falls.
My number 1 would be Garner, and then Aniston, and then Love Hewitt.
We're up to number 3 now on the all-time Jennifer list. And it's Jennifer Lawrence. Now, that's the one that Wapple was touching himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's sweet.
J-Law.
J-Law?
She just had a baby.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
She was the highest paid actress between 2015 and 2016. Ooh, that's a good run.
She also had the sweet line of George Clooney told her at an award show, he's like, hey, you look like one of my ex-girlfriends. And she said, well, do I look like your next girlfriend?
Nice.
Yeah.
I hear you.
You should use that exact phrase on somebody.
I'm glad she shot her shot.
Yeah.
She is being called here in this article very influential, one of the most influential people in the world, a kick-ass, hilarious person.
Likes to get hammered.
She likes to get hammered?
Oh, yeah, she parties.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched, kind of like what I said with Jennifer Connelly, I don't think I've ever seen a Jennifer Lawrence movie. Oh, wait a minute. There was a really confusing, artsy-fartsy, awful movie that she was in a couple years ago where, as I was watching it, I thought, am I losing my mind? And I know folks know what it is. Look it up if you can, Wapple. Artsy-fartsy, awful, no one knew what the hell was going on movie.
Is it Mother?
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that is a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I skipped that one.
I didn't see all of it. I saw some of it, and it was so bizarre, I couldn't. Number 2 is Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised she's not number 1.
I am too, because I feel like people say Jen. That's what I think who people think of.
Yeah.
I think she should be number 1. Matter of fact, what's the old saying? This person needs no introduction.
Yeah.
Unlike the rest of this list of the great all-time Jennifers, where they explain she's done this, this, and this. With Jennifer Aniston, they don't say a damn thing.
You don't need to.
It's just, there you go.
Yeah, her bio kind of just is known by people.
Yeah, it's actually weird because it says, you want to know how I feel about Jennifer Aniston, click here. And so I clicked there, and it's like every Friends character ranked by their hotness. And like they're like a picture from a scene, and I think like 50 of them are her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very creepy.
Where's Gunther on there?
It's not, he didn't make the list.
Cubby number 1 is Jennifer Garner.
I'm actually surprised she's on this list. I don't know if she's top of mind. Maybe because of her commercials.
13 going on 30 rules.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, she'd be my number 1. She just seems like a sweet, down-to-earth, funny person.
I went to a taping of a taping of
13 going on
Yes.
30 rules.
It does.
I love that movie. Yeah.
You too. Her and Ruffalo, they kill it. But of Jennifer Garner, though, I was at a taping of Jimmy Fallon once, and you see celebrities on screen, you're like, oh wow, they've got professional makeup artists, touched up everything in magazines. She came out, she's even better looking in person than she was. Yeah, like I was just blown away. I was like holy crap, she's just radiant and magnificent and glowing.
And doesn't she seem just like a nice person?
She was super sweet. Like because they go to this taping, but they go to commercial, and they kind of like change the set around. She would like talk to the audience and stuff, and she was just very sweet and very nice.
That's cool.
Jennifer Garner is absolutely one of the prettiest things. It says here she's won a Golden Globe, 4 straight nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama. I'm not sure what program she got those nominations from.
Would it be Elektra? Was that a drama? Wasn't that kind of a decent...
Well,
am I thinking of the right show?
Alias or Alias?
Alias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was Alias.
Elias. Hello, I am Elias.
I hate that show.
What show?
Alias.
Elias.
Just because
I don't know.
It's like that show that when like your Hulu will just start playing random stuff. That's the show it always plays, and so I hate it.
I usually select what I want to watch on Hulu.
Well, I mean, I fall asleep.
Yeah, I know.
It also says here Jennifer Garner works to promote national literacy, nutrition, and early education efforts for young children.
And earning credit card points.
Yes, she knows how to stuff a wallet.
Oh, she's giving me a series regular in the revival of Party Down. That's awesome.
What does that mean?
The show Party Down came out a number of years ago, and it was on Starz, so nobody really saw it. But then it came out on DVD and it on streaming, and everybody realized how wonderful it was, so they're doing a reboot of it.
Have you always had the same television programming choices as the average 14-year-old?
That does look really good, actually, Dana.
Party Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a show. It's a very adult show.
I was kind of busting your balls about 13 going on 30.
No, yeah.
13. So, Wapple, Jack Nicholson, folks are saying is who J-Law said that about, not George Clooney. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's a listener that says, we got a top 10 Jennifer list here, and Eliza Dushku doesn't make it? What the hell's going on with this list?
And I forgot, the original Toolmaker Jesus, Ben Affleck, has been with 2 of the top 3 gens.
Wow. Good for him.
Garner and Lopez.
He's probably snuck another one or two of there in there, too, we just don't know about.
I'm sure you're right.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I want to spend some time here in the Stupid News talking about the Milk Crate Challenge.
Oh, she is.
Because this is the thing now.
I don't think I could do it.
I know I couldn't.
Oh, I could not do that. Nope. I'd get too scared.
Well, you might be able to, because I watched way too many videos of that. I mean, I spent way too much time watching it.
Oh, yeah, same here.
You wouldn't be any worse than anybody else, Ashley.
I think it seemed to me that girls did a better job.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
By and far.
Do girls in general have better balance than men?
Good question.
Anyone know
Maybe.
Are they?
Let's go with yes.
that? All right, I'll go with yes.
I'm going to Google it.
Do women have better balance in general?
I watched a really cool video of this guy doing it, and once he got to the peak of the crates, he rolled a blunt.
Yeah, I saw that guy.
I saw that dude.
Yeah,
he was good.
I
He
like
was
that
good.
guy.
Yeah, that was his whole thing. He was so relaxed he could roll a blunt, and then when he got done, he smoked it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Actually, you know what? I just thought of your balance issues, Ashley. Yeah, you wouldn't do very well.
Yeah.
You
See?
fell out of a chair. I saw you trip on nothing. You run into walls.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I forgot about
Yep,
that.
thank you.
I just found out about this yesterday, the Milk Crate Challenge. It's the latest viral trend. Well, let me ask you guys now. Did you get involved in any other viral trends? Did you plank and then put it online? Planking.
Well, I never put things online, but I did try some of them for fun or to
I
be
did
stupid.
the one chip challenge and the cinnamon challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, you did the one chip challenge here.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That's where you eat the hottest chip on planet Earth.
Yeah, and I only took a little corner, and it was one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't last with that gimmick. The Harlem Shake, I'm not sure what that is. Is that a dance or something?
That was killing people, wasn't it?
Oh, was it killing people?
Wasn't that? Where there was that one, and what's the one where you get out of a moving car and dance?
I can't remember what that one was.
Was that Ghost Riding the Whip?
Okay, I remember seeing some of that, and guys were getting run over by their own cars.
Or people like
smoked.
Harlem shaking off of cliffs by accident and stuff like that.
The Harlem Shake was the big group one where it's like all normal and everyone's kind of dancing. Then all of a sudden, like the beat drops and it cuts to them like wearing crazy costumes and just doing bizarre stuff. That was the Harlem Shake.
What's bros icing bros?
And ice is like it's like a bottle of
Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, Smirnoff Ice, and if you ice somebody, you just like surprise them with one, and they have to get down on one knee and chug the whole entire thing.
Yeah, you kind of hide it.
Yeah.
It's like you sneak attack somebody.
How stupid.
Someone did that to me once, and I just looked at them and I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, then you're not going to go viral. If that's your attitude, then you'll never go viral.
I'll never be one of the bros.
There was a bachelor party I was at, and everyone was icing each other. You'd go to bed, and there'd be one underneath your pillow, so then you'd have to drink it. There'd be one in like the microwave. There'd be one everywhere.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I wish people would Big Mac me. Can we start that?
Dude, how about that?
Or a quarter pounder with cheese meat?
Oh, that'd be so good right now.
So the latest is the Milk Crate Challenge. If you've been on social media in the past few days, you've probably seen at least a couple videos of people attempting to climb mountains of plastic milk crates. Kind of pyramid style. You get to the top, if you're lucky, and then you walk down. You go uppy, uppy, up like a set of stairs. You're at the very tippy top, and you go down skis.
We've got a bunch of those videos on 93x.com.
I watched a couple yesterday when I first learned of this, and I'll admit, it's effing funny.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Some of the falls, you would think, well, it can't be that. Oh, my God. You're just not expecting the level of injury.
One dude like threw out his back.
Oh, that was bad.
I mean,
did you see the heavier guy? So he's shaking at the top for what seemed like a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And then he face plants so hard. And he looked like he didn't even know where he was afterwards.
Wapple, I would think that throwing out your back would be the best case scenario. I mean, this looks like you could shatter a forearm. You could compound fracture of your fibia. It's just horrible.
There's another bigger guy that just landed on one of the crates on its side. Oh man.
Puncture your spleen.
He should have a kidney donor on standby.
And the best is how it's just a magical mystery ride. You never know how each one, once it starts, you never know how it's going to end exactly. You just know it's going to be hilarious.
Well, they all end in a slaughter.
Yeah.
Who should you bring?
But it's like, is the guy going to make it to the top even? Is he going to wipe out when he tries to quickly go down the back side of it? Where's the impact going to go down?
So, this is the thing. Check it out. Doctors everywhere are saying, look, the hospitals are packed enough as it is with the damn vid. We don't need you goofy SOBs coming in here with broken hips because you were trying to walk on plastic milk cartons.
It looks so bad. I can't get over it. I can watch these videos all day.
But balance is the key. And did we ever find out if women have better...
I Googled it and I couldn't determine.
Okay, we decided yes, which I can believe.
Just from personal experience, it seems like that.
I don't have great balance. What about the rest of you?
No.
Decent.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like you think you could walk across, what is it, the tractor beam? What is that in gymnastics? The balance beam? The balance beam.
Yeah, I think I could.
You know...
Did you make a Star Trek reference?
I don't know.
Accident? That's pretty cool.
Waffle, do you think it helps that you snowboard?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You really think you could make it across the Lambert beam? What'd you call it again?
Balance beam?
Balance beam?
Yeah, I think I could.
Do we have anything here that could recreate that?
I was going to do we need to bring crates in? Because I got some milk crates.
No, because someone will break their damn leg. No. I'm not taking a crying Wapple to the hospital. In the emergency room, guys, we got a Muppet! We got a Muppet!
He's in here again. He's crying again.
We got a broken Muppet.
This is a good question. Where are people getting all these milk crates?
Great. That's a great question. Mm-hmm. I have 2 at home. I know that much.
Do you really?
And they've been around forever. Yeah, they've been around since the 70s.
Yeah, my dad has 4.
Yeah, I have a buddy who works in restaurants. His family owns a restaurant, so he tweeted a picture of huge stacks of these milk crates and jokingly was like, all right, who wants to buy these? And then he tweeted later, he goes, okay, people are seriously DMing me trying to buy these damn milk crates.
I saw a picture of a store somewhere. I think it was like Walmart or something like that that sells them in like bulk.
Can you get them at Milk Crate and Barrel?
Okay, people are telling me that the balance beam in gymnastics is 4 inches wide. It really isn't that hard. The difference between something like that and this milk crate thing is obviously a balance beam is going to be perfectly stable where stacks of milk crates are not. I just love a couple of lines I've read in a story or two about the milk crate challenge. Some are calling it the greatest social media challenge the world has ever seen.
It's fun to watch those videos, that's for sure.
Some funny lines in here from an article made by Bro Bible. It says, the brave souls who attempt the milk crate challenge looked at the year 2021. They saw millions of people willing to throw away their lives because of a discredited doctor on Facebook told them the COVID vaccine contained silver particles and Ryan Seacrest's DNA and said, I'd like to do something really dumb too.
Ryan Seacrest's DNA.
And this is well put here. Every video is like unwrapping a chocolate from an unmarked box.
It's true.
You know you're going to get something delicious. You just don't know what it's going to be like.
You're almost disappointed when people make it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I was cheering for a lot of them, but it is kind of fun. The unexpected falls are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, why did you watch America's Funniest Home Videos? I didn't watch it for cute kids saying "mommy." I watched it so I could see people get mangled in many different ways.
To see Dad take a wiffle ball bat to the crotch.
Yeah.
Waffle, by the way, you're being challenged. Folks say if your balance was as good as you say it was, you probably would have passed that DUI test.
Oh, God!
Explain that one.
No, it's
Let's
the
ask the
alphabet
cop.
backwards.
Let's ask the cop. Nobody can do the alphabet backwards.
Yeah.
I think if you can do the alphabet backwards, that means you've practiced it because you drink and drive.
That's a great point. If your balance was so good, you would have passed that effing roadside test.
I had to do like 5 tests.
Well, and it's hard to see where you're going when you're crying, too, I would imagine.
I'm way too drunk for this.
Did they make you do the alphabet and the numbers and things like that, Wappa, when you were pulled over?
Yeah, and then I also had to do the one where you stretch your arms out wide, like the Lindahl, and then you try to touch your nose.
That's what the cops should call it. All right, we need you to do the Lindahl here.
Yeah, you start out in the Lindahl pose, and then you talk. But specifically the numbers and the letters. How'd you do with that?
The letters was bad. The numbers they made.
The letters was bad.
The grammar was bad.
It's a song.
The grammar was bad.
The grammar was bad.
Yeah, doing the alphabet backwards was tough. The numbers was tough because they made you get on one foot and then look up in the air and then do the...
Really?
Yeah, and then count.
Okay, I don't have any experience with that, but I did have to do the numbers and the letters when I was pulled over in my boat ski. And they wanted it. They wanted to know if I was gooned. And here was the trick. I don't remember numbers, but I remember they put me through a letter deal, and it was go backwards, start with R, and go to D, or C.
That's hard.
That was the tricky part. Was I didn't just go Z to A. They had me go somewheres in the middle, and I nailed it.
I would not have nailed that.
And I was driving home from Iowa once, and I got pulled over for speeding, and the guy made me go through like all the tests and stuff. But it was, side of the highway in Iowa. It was like 50-mile-an-hour winds, and he's trying to make me do like the walk in a straight line thing. Like, it is so windy out here, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I hear you.
I was gonna say making Nick do the walk the line in the boat, and it's already wobbly.
The funny part of the whole thing was I passed. I blew a .08, and the sheriff who pulled me over on the lake said, I saw you drinking a beer right when I pulled up on your ass. Now, the reason they pulled me over is I had 2 buddies in the boat with me, and they were blasted off their ass. And one of them was sitting up on the swim pad. And once I get beyond the buoys and once I get into gear, you can't have anybody standing up or sitting on the swim pad. That's a rule. I did not know my buddy was sitting up on the swim pad, and I was maybe at the most a quarter throttle, right? But that's why they pulled me over. So I blew a .08, and the sheriff said, I think I saw you drink a beer right when I pulled up on you. I said, yeah, I was just finishing one. And she said, well, then the reason you're at .08 is probably because of mouth alcohol. She said, you passed every test. You seem fine to me. I would imagine in a half hour or so, you will drop below, whatever amount of time goes, you will drop below .08. So she said, I believe you're fine. So I'm going to let you go. But she said, and she had put me in her boat and drove me away from my own boat. My own boat's just flopping in the waves with my two buddies sitting in. The funny part, maybe you had to be there, but she said, I'm going to let you go, but is there anyone in your boat that's more sober than you? And we looked over at my two buddies who just looked like Beavis and Butthead sitting there, just completely at the mercy of the wake, right? And me and the sheriff kind of laughed. I said, look at those guys. They look more sober than I do. They look like a couple of morons over there.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I watched the ball game last night. I never missed the Midsummer Classic because I'm a baseball fan and I'm a good American. Did anyone else watch the ball game?
I had on for a little bit, yeah. Kind of ducked in and out.
Just a little. Mm-hmm. Sure. They kept running an ad for some kind of medication during last night's ball game, and the ad mentioned taint infections.
Yes, I've seen that.
Over and over and over again, they kept mentioning taint infections during this medication ad. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
Doesn't seem like a place you want an infection, does it?
No.
It upset my stomach.
I can imagine.
Hearing about it they did have a catchy song involved in the ad for whatever pill they were talking about, but god dang.
I like that catchy song, something, something, diarrhea.
Oh, yeah.
I think we play that commercial.
I love that ad.
That's great.
That song is so good.
I friggin'
cracks me up every time.
I sing it around when I'm horsing around in the house. I'll sing.
I do that too.
Nausea's in there, upset stomach. I forgot. It's just a catchy little. Can't remember.
Is it Pepto?
Yeah.
It is Pepto?
Yeah. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion. Hey, Pepto-Bismol.
No, you were halfway there. Somebody,
That's Bon Jovi.
We'll look it up. Yeah, that's an old Bon Jovi song.
That's I dig that one. Sometimes the people will text in, that jingle sucks. I'm so tired of that commercial, whatever. Never got one negative on that Pepto-Bismol one. Nice work, whoever came up with that.
It's a beautiful, catchy little thing. What?
And the Pepto one, when he says diarrhea, it sounds like he has diarrhea. He's like, diarrhea?
I don't know, it sounds to me like he's kind of laughing like I'm singing about diarrhea.
Yeah.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
That's so good. Can you find that, Wapple?
I'll try.
At my last job.
I want to give that a couple of spins here on the radio. I'm going to send this one out to my boy Nick, who crushes ass, by the way. Unrelated.
Dude,
unrelated.
Imagine if Dave Roth and Van Halen got a hold of it.
That wouldn't it be fun if there was a cover band that just sang cool jingles from commercials?
There's got to be.
I'd imagine there's one out there. I'll tell you what, my stepdaughter is excellent at it. She can sing you any jingle, name a decade, name a product. She loves them. She can sing them. I wish I knew. I don't know lyrics.
I'd like to see this act in person. Your daughter, stepdaughter, can sing all the hot radio and television jingles.
Yeah, from when she was a kid, prior to when she was even born. She liked some of those.
I'll tell you one that still
I only really know
haunts me.
one.
You only know one?
Yeah, the lyrics to one. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hit me with it.
Splash, 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 just apply a little splash. When your windshield's getting dirty, just apply a little splash. I was driving in my car and I could hardly see, 'cause my windshield was so dirty from the car in front of me. Just apply a little splash. Splash, 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 splash. Just apply a little splash when your windshield's getting dirty.
Dave Winfield's getting a little dirty. Wow, you're not kidding. You know that sumbitch from top to bottom.
Oh, yeah, I used to hear it on the radio all the time.
I can't say that I've ever heard that one before.
Those are the only lyrics to pretty much any song I know.
Yeah, it's that much more impressive seeing how you don't know the lyrics to jack squat.
No, nothing.
Let's all go to karaoke one night. Everybody sings their favorite jingle.
That's the only one I got.
I'm sure there are many that I'm just not thinking of them right now. There's many I could recite because when I was a young kid, all I did was watch television. I'm sure if you put 10 or 12 of these in front of me, I'd remember them instantly. But there's only one that comes to mind right now, and it's real simple. 59, 79, 99. Anybody?
No.
Back in the day, Taco Bell used to run an ad where they would sing about how you could get a 59-cent taco, a 79-cent taco, going at 99 cents. This is probably the early 90s, and it just went 59, 79, 99. And me and my buddies and I got kind of obsessed with it, where we would just be in the car together and somebody would bust out 50 cents, and we'd go with that.
Oh, Barbender Jesus, Menards. Yeah. Menards always has great jingles. Well, it's the two jingles I love the most. Just the regular one and then the Christmas one. It's not Christmas for me without them. And I'm not even kidding. I need the Menards jingle around Christmas.
You're a massive fan of Christmas and Christmas music.
And I love Menards. One of my favorite stores.
Menards, sure. I remember sharing many Christmases with you over the years where you didn't feel right unless that Menard song was part of it.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to hear it.
Right.
A brilliant one from when I was a kid was the Pizza Hut jingle, because they include the phone number.
Yep.
Call 488-8888. Pizza Hut delivery is really great.
Absolutely.
It was before Google and stuff, so you just always had the number programmed in your head if you wanted to order a pizza.
Yep.
You just had that. You knew that number. You didn't need to get out a phone book. You didn't need to think about any other pizza joint.
They bashed us in the head with that.
They did.
Day after day. 488-8888.
What was the college that used to run ads late at night?
National American University.
That's right.
One night, Saturday's all right. Online's just fine. Nighttime, anytime. Get your degree. Set yourself free. National American University.
That's the one.
Brilliant. Great job, Awful.
There's not many songs I've heard more than that one. Yeah, anytime you're watching late night TV, that would come on.
That's a very good one.
Or when they're all on the bus, J.G. Wentworth.
J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have had annuity, but I need cash now.
Well, the Big Mac, 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Yep.
The Oscar Mayer Wiener one, of course.
It's a real deal skill set to be able to write one of these catchy-ass jingles. Real deal skill set that not many of us have. You know who really loves Menards, a listener says?
Who's that?
Your mother.
God darn it.
That's you pick him up, you dropped him, Jesus.
You know, I wanted to ask you guys if you got this email, and maybe we could
no.
ask her. We could ask our yeah. Okay, I know. I was looking in the other room.
I'm fascinated by this. You brought this up off air.
So so we were mentioning the doctors coming in. Dr. P. Jesus, our regular radio doctor. If you got questions, make sure you text them in. But I have a question. I'm going to ask about how legit these are. We're going to be mailed cups to poop in from our insurance company.
Off air, Josh says to me, have you received one of the cups to poop in? And I didn't know what he was talking about. So where are we going with this?
So it's for like your colon screening, and they mentioned there's a few other tests they can do on it. You go in this cup, and then as far as you guys are concerned, you put it on the boss's desk.
Oh.
But for the rest of us, we mail it in, and then they rate it.
The company,
rate my poop.
Our company, Cumulus, is going to be mailing all of us a cup to poop in.
Yeah.
And then we can send it back to them if we like.
Yeah. So
not
Ashley, you
mandatory.
grab one other girl. You get one cup.
I'm actually very lucky. I don't have insurance through here, so not happening.
Why don't you have
I don't have
insurance
to.
through here?
Well,
I'm
you don't. I don't
25
think you
still.
have to do it. It's kind of for fun.
Oh, because you're 20.
It's for fun.
I like pooping in a cup occasionally just for giggles.
The other girl, Ashley, like Josh is saying, the other girl doesn't need to bring a cup. It's just one cup.
Yeah, that's all you need. So maybe just hook up with one of the sales ladies here. If she's insured, she'll have that cup.
Okay.
Now,
I can do that.
I have to be completely honest. I've never seen the video. I've seen the videos of people watching the video and their reactions to it. I've been told what happens in that video.
Yeah.
And I
need to
never,
watch it.
ever... Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
I never want to see
I'm
it.
with you, Josh. I've never seen it. I've just heard about it, and I've seen the reaction videos.
Same boat.
Oh my
Same
gosh, I
boat.
looked for it immediately when I heard about it. It's not pleasant.
It's Ashley's homepage.
Yeah, it's not really meant to be pleasant.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the title.
Tingling Third Leg Jesus said, don't forget about the McDonald's Filet-O-Fish song. I don't remember. Maybe if somebody...
That
Give
fish.
me that filet-o-fish. Give me that fish.
That's right.
Perfect, Waffle.
Yeah, like
Good
I
one.
was saying earlier, there's every one of us probably knows 30 of these damn things, but you forget about them. Once somebody brings them up, oh, hell yeah, you remember those tunes.
I'll tell you, I would.
$5 foot long.
Yeah, I'd go see a cover band that did a bunch of those jingles.
That would be sweet. That would be cool.
I would too. That'd be the right. So, how many of us have had a taint infection? Any of us?
No, I've never had one.
I don't believe so.
I don't even know how you would get it.
Well, take that medication. And hopefully you're one of the lucky ones. Oh, the baby back rib song from vintage video game collector Jesus.
Have you guys ever seen the video of them recording it?
No.
Oh, it is.
Hang on a second, Wapple. Are you saying you watched a baby back rib behind the music or something?
Totally. 100%. And like the guys are just having so much fun with it. It's so cool. I'm gonna.
Well,
try to
imagine
find
how
it for you
stoned and drunk you probably get before you record the baby back rib song. You know, you're probably not taking things very seriously, right? Of course they were having a riot.
I'll bet they're having a blast.
I would imagine we'd have a keg of beer and a big fat joint if we were going to record the baby back rib song.
You know, I've told this to Nick before, but I've never mentioned this to anyone else, mostly because I can't say too much about it. But I was hired to write a jingle once for a company.
Really?
Yeah.
How did it go?
I told them I'm underqualified by far, and it was kind of miserable for me because it's not my forte.
What happened? I don't
by the way, I need to find a forte. I have no fortes.
Well, I don't remember this. Did you get me involved in this?
Well, I let you know it was happening.
Okay.
Because I'd written a joke one, like just to be funny, right? And then they said, hey, why don't you write us a real one? And so I did.
So what did you write?
I can't. I'm not supposed to say.
Oh.
But I just telling you, I actually kind of forgot about it because it was so long ago.
I'll tell you what, that's very interesting.
I remember you right. I don't know. Is it the same one I'm thinking of?
There was only one.
Yeah.
So it's got to be. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me a product,
Yeah,
Josh,
Josh,
a fake what?
Oh, I just sent Josh that video.
What video?
Oh, the baby back rib video?
Yeah, dude, you guys gotta watch it.
I'm watching it. These guys do look like they're jamming.
They're so into it.
Give me a fake product.
A fake product?
Yeah, just make up a product off the top of your head, Josh. And then when we go to commercial, let's try to write a jingle for it, and then we come back and we'll present to Dana, Ashley, and Wapple the jingle.
Food tape.
Food tape. Okay.
So if you get like a burrito or something like that, and you're like, why does this burrito keep opening up and my rice and beans keep falling out?
Is that a real thing?
It's a great idea.
You know, I don't know.
It sounds familiar, food
Well,
tape.
I've mentioned that I always thought they should invent food tape before.
Oh, yeah, that's why
So I will be bummed out if there is food tape.
All right, we're going to try to write a jingle on food tape, and we'll bring it back to you here shortly.
All right, nobody's had as much fun as these guys singing the Chili's baby back rib song.
You guys are jamming, man.
And there's like one dude that's dressed up like he's on his way to church.
Yeah. And I like when the guy comes in when he's got the Chili's baby back rib. He just really gets into it.
Yeah.
I love it.
These guys are cool.
I'll
looking.
have to see this.
The dude with the sound mixing board is giving him the thumbs up.
He's even into it.
Nailing it, dude. Keep going.
Can you post this, Ashley?
Yeah, absolutely.
This will put a smile on people's
Yeah,
faces.
anytime you're feeling bad, I just watch this video. God, it's so cool.
These dudes are thinking, some guy in Minnesota clicks on this video like 7 times a...
All hours of the night, too.
All right, I'll tell you which one it was. It was Cars for Kids.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, everybody, text me your feeling on the song I wrote, Cars for Kids.
What's going on now?
Constantly stuck in my head.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Oh, I like the Cars for Kids song. Am I the only one who likes the Cars for Kids song?
I sing it quite a bit.
I can't remember it now, but I
know.
Remember it.
How do you not remember it?
1-877.
There you go. Yeah, I like that one. All right, I guess I'm the only one who likes the Cars for Kids.
Oh, that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day now.
Yeah, give me the rest of it, because I can't remember.
That's basically
1-877 Cars for Kids. No one can go any further with that?
Cars for Kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just say that a couple times.
I like it.
Donate your car today.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Take advantage of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's HVAC Black Friday specials and save up to $1,500 on a furnace and AC combo or $1,000 on a new boiler. Check out the hottest deals in town all through November at standardheating.com.